Hello students, welcome back to the class. In the last class, we discussed the magnetic field due to a straight conductor carrying current, and in today's class, we are going to discuss the magnetic field at a point along the axis of a circular coil carrying the current. So about this concept we are going to discuss the today's class. So for this I had taken a circular coil. So let O be the center of the circular coil and small r be the radius of the circular coil. To find the magnetic field at a point along the axis of a circular coil, we need a circular coil whose center is O and r is nothing but the radius of the coil. And now we are going to find the magnetic field at a point along the axis. So the whatever the line which is passing through the origin becomes the axis of this circular coil. So this is the line which is passing through the origin. That's why this one we call it as a what? Axis. Now any point we should consider on the axis. So I had chosen a point P on the axis, and now I want to find the magnetic field at a point P due to this entire circular coil. So that is our main task. Now when we will choose the point, so that point is there at certain distance from the center of the circular coil, and that distance I denoted by x. So x is nothing but the distance of the point P from the center of the circular coil. Now if you want to apply the Biot-Savart law, so you know Biot-Savart law is very famous to find the magnetic field due to a current carrying conductor. So as it is a circular coil, here something current will flow. So I will take, let I be the current flowing in the circular coil. So as soon as current starts to flow in this, it produces the magnetic field in a surrounding area. Now we chosen a point P, and here we will find how much magnetic field had been created when the current is passing through this entire circular coil. So that is our main task. So for this, if you want to apply the Biot-Savart law, as you know, Biot-Savart law applies to find the magnetic field due to a current carrying element. So one current carrying element we should choose out of this entire circular coil. So had chosen two current carrying elements, one is A and another one is A dash. So these are the two current carrying elements, and this length we will take it as a dl. So both are having the same length, and that is nothing but what? Dl we had taken. So dl is the length of this small current element. Now we are joining the current element to the point P where we are finding the magnetic field. So when we will join, it is having certain distance, so that distance is nothing but r, and when it will join to the point P, it creates the angle to the axis of a circular coil, and that angle is nothing but alpha. Okay, so if you see the picture, you can come to know one circular coil is there for which the current is flowing. Let O be the center of the circular coil and R be the radius of the circular coil, and two current elements we had chosen, small current elements having the length is equal to how much? dl. So that are A and A dash we had chosen, and P is the point which is there at a distance x from the center of the circular coil, and R be the distance between the current element and the point P. So it is making an angle is nothing but equal to alpha. Okay, so now let's start the derivation due to the magnetic field due to a circular coil carrying current. So first I will apply the Biot-Savart law here. So from that only we can start the derivation. So as we know, the Biot-Savart law is nothing but the magnetic field due to a small current element is always equal to mu naught upon 4 pi into the current. So current is nothing but I be the current flowing here. So I into the length of the current element, that is what? dl. So dl into sine of the angle between this current element and the line. So if you take that too, so its angle is nothing but I will take it as the theta. So this is the theta angle I had chosen. So sine theta divided by the distance between these two. So what is the distance between this current element and the point P is nothing but r square, capital R square. So divided by what? R square. So here we had taken a Biot-Savart law, and that Biot-Savart law we applied for this circular coil. So when we will apply, so we want the sign of the angle. So angle is theta, and the distance between these two inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the point and the current element, and that is nothing but what? R square. So by choosing like this, we found the value dB is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi I into dl sin theta divided by r square, just by applying the what? Biot-Savart law. But now we will find the what? The angle, how much angle is there. So as you are seeing, this is the direction of the current element, this is the direction of the current element, and this is the direction of the line joining. So this angle we should find. So if you come across that, you will come to know that as this is the current element direction, and like this the point you had joined. So if you see like this, so this is what the thing, it is like this. So from this we will conclude that the angle is nothing but 90 degrees. So they are perpendicular to each other. So perpendicular to each other means the angle becomes what? 90 degrees, isn't it? So if you come to know, you will come to know from like this, isn't it? So the angle becomes what? 90 degree. That's why what we should take? We should take theta is equal to 90 degree here for a circular coil. Theta becomes equal to what? 90 degree. Now I will substitute in the value. So substituting, you know, sin 90 is nothing but equal to 1 because theta becomes 90 degree. So sin 90 is equal to 1. So what you will get? dB is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi I dl into 1. Sin theta becomes 1. So divided by r square. So this is the equation you got by applying the what? Biot-Savart law. So this is the first equation we got. Next, our task is to find the r value. So now I will go to this picture. So we will come to know that in the picture, as this is the current element which is producing a magnetic field, certain magnetic field at a point P. So if you see the direction of that magnetic field, as it is a vector quantity, its direction is perpendicular to the line joining these two. Already I said this one, okay? So it should be perpendicular to these two, means it will be acting like this if it is the line joining. So now dB will go in this direction. But when it is moving like this, now this dB we will resolve into two components. That is, one is along the px axis and one is along the py axis. This dB we will resolve along the x axis and the y axis. So along the x axis, its value becomes dB sin alpha. Its value becomes what? dB sin alpha. And along the y-axis, its value becomes dB cos alpha. That is dB cos alpha we got. Now the same thing I will apply for this current element. That is what A dash having the length is equal to dl. So when you will apply for A dash, we will come to know that if you join these two, so if you join these two, here also magnetic field will produce, which is equal to this much only, because the distance is same, and also the same current is flowing, and also the length of the current element is a dl only, and it is also produce the magnetic field dB, which is perpendicular to this. For this, the perpendicular direction is like this, normal to the perpendicular direction we are taking. Now again this dB which is due to A dash, again we will resolve into two components. One is along x axis and another one is along y axis. So along x axis, what will be the value? It is nothing but dB sin alpha only, isn't it? And along py dashes, its value becomes what? dB cos alpha. So like that we resolve the two magnetic fields here. The one magnetic field due to A and another magnetic field due to what? A dash. So due to A, the magnetic field resolution is dB sin alpha and dB cos alpha, and due to the A dash, the magnetic field resolution is again dB sin alpha along the same direction, that is px, and py direction it is dB cos alpha. Okay, so now if you see the figure, we will come to know that the dB cos alpha and dB cos alpha, value is same, but they are in the what? Opposite direction, which is this dB cos alpha is along py direction and this dB cos alpha is along py dash direction. That's why these two will cancel with each other, isn't it? So when these two will cancel with each other, only these two dB sin alpha will be acting here at a point P. So now this is nothing but the total magnetic field due to these two coils, these two current elements, that is A and A dash, isn't it? So that's why shall I write the total magnetic field due to the current elements A and A dash is nothing but equal to, one is dB sin alpha and another is also in the same direction, that is dB sin alpha. So we will add these two quantities. So when we will add these two quantities, how much you will get? You will get 2 dB sin alpha. So that value is nothing but what? 2 dB sin alpha. Okay. So now we will solve this equation, that is 2 dB sin alpha. So here I will take nothing but the total magnetic field is 2 dB sin alpha, and which is equal to, so already we know the dB value, isn't it? So dB value is what? Mu naught by 4 pi I dl divided by r square. So substituting here, what we will get? 2 into mu naught upon 4 pi I dl divided by r square into sin alpha will be as it is, so into sin alpha. Just I substitute the value of dB from the equation number 1. So I got this equation, that is 2 into mu naught by 4 pi I dl divided by r square into sin alpha. Now I am going to find the sin alpha value and the r square value. These two values are necessary. So I will find these two values to substitute in this equation. So let's see the figure here. I want the r square value. So it is looking like a right angle triangle. So AOP is nothing but the right angle triangle. So from the right angle triangle AOP, we can write the r square, this square should be equal to the sum of these two squares. So that is what? R square plus x square. From the right angle triangle AOP, r square is equal to what? R square plus x square. Means what is the r value? So r value is equal to r square plus x square raised to 1 by 2. We will get. Now same triangle I will take and I will find the value of the sin alpha, because we got the value of the r square value, that is r square plus x square. Now we should find the sin alpha value. So for this triangle AOP, sin alpha is nothing but opposite side divided by hypotenuse. So what is the opposite side? AO, nothing but r value, radius. So sin alpha is equal to r divided by hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is capital R. So r divided by capital R, we got the value sin alpha. So that is equal to r I will keep as it is divided by, and this r value we know, that is r square plus x square raised to 1 by 2. So I will substitute here, that is r square plus x square raised to 1 by 2. So like this we got the two values, one is r square and another one is sin alpha. So these two values we will substitute in this equation, the main equation I will substitute. So that is equal to 2 into mu naught upon 4 pi, I will write as it is, into I into dl, I will write as it is, divided by, so r square, what is the r square value? R square plus x square. So substituting r square plus x square into what is the sin alpha value? Sin alpha value is r divided by r square plus x square is to 1 by 2. So substitute here, you will get r divided by r square plus x square raised to 1 by 2. Is it the quantity we got, isn't it? Now this is equal to, so let's solve this one. We will get 2 into mu naught upon 4 pi into I dl into r I will keep as it is, whole divided by, so r square plus x square raised to 1 is there here, and here r square plus x square raised to 1 by 2 is there. So 1 plus 2, 1 plus 1 by 2 is nothing but what? 3 by 2 we will get. So solving this we will get r square plus x square raised to what? 3 divided by 2. 1 plus 1 by 2. So nothing but 3 by 2, you got the equation. So this is the equation we got. This is the magnetic field due to the what? These two current elements, that is A and A dash. But when we will go to the entire circular coil, the entire circular coil contains like these many current elements, isn't it? So many number of current elements are there. So according to that, due to all that current elements, we should find the magnetic field, that is the total magnetic field. So now the total magnetic field due to these two, due to the entire circular coil is given by, so can we write the total magnetic field due to the what? Due to entire circular coil is given by what? Is given by, so now because of these two we got a dB value, we got the dB value is equal to this much. Now if you want to find the total magnetic field, we should add like these circular elements, all these circular elements we should add. That's why it is given by what? Summation of dB, isn't it? So if you add all those magnetic fields, no, you are getting the total magnetic field, so which is equal to, means the summation of this value. So summation of 2 into mu naught upon 4 pi into I dl r divided by r square plus x square raised to 3 by 2. Is it? Now the constant quantity I will take outside. So taking outside, what we will get? 2 into mu naught upon 4 pi. I will take outside. I is current, same something current you are flowing, so that is a constant, into r radius of the coil, it is also constant, and this value is also constant. So that is what? R square plus x square raised to 3 by 2. Means summation of what we should take? We should take the dl value. Dl is nothing but the length of the current element. So this one we should find. So if you see, this summation of dl is nothing but here small these two current elements length is nothing but equal to dl, we got summation of dl. Now like this, if you go on adding opposite, this dl will get again opposing this dl, opposing dl, opposing dl. So like that oppositely you will go on adding these things. So what we will get? That summation of dl is equal to the circumference of the circle. How much? 2 pi r, as r is the radius, should be divided by 2, because already this is the magnetic field due to these two circular coils. This value is. Now like that I want to find the total, means half of, already we will go on adding the things, so only half of the circular coil will come here, isn't it? So because this is due to two circular coil, if it is one circular coil, means only due to A, then we will get only 2 pi r. But as it is due to two circular coils, the summation of dl, means like these circular coils we will add, so only we will get half of the circular coil. That's why 2 pi r divided by what? 2 we will get, nothing but what we will get? Pi into r. So 2 get cancelled, so is equal to what we will get? Pi into r. Now this value I will substitute in this equation, in the main equation I will substitute this value. So what we will get? The summation of dB means total magnetic you will get, so that is capital B. So capital B is equal to 2 into mu naught upon 4 pi into IR divided by r square plus x square raised to 3 by 2. Already it is there, into what is the summation of dl value? Is nothing but pi into r. So I will substitute that value. So into what? Pi r we got. Now substituting this, 2 ones are 2 2s I will get, pi get cancelled here. So what is remaining? Mu naught I r square, mu naught I r square divided by, so 2 is remaining as it is, 2 r square plus x square raised to 3 by 2. 2 r square plus x square raised to 3 by 2. But the thing is, here when we are talking about this thing, here only one circular coil we had taken, means only one conducting wire is rounded like this. But if many number of coils are mounted in here, then what we will get? We will get, if n number of circular coils are there in this entire circular coil, that time this value becomes mu naught into I into r square into n we would have get, because n is the what? total number of circular coils here. Means if only one circular coil is there, n is equal to 1. If two circular coils, if you wound, n is equal to 2 you will get, like that, isn't it? So if let n be the number of turns in the circular coil, then into n you will get, multiplying that much. So this is the B value we got. Now I will write here the total magnetic field, that is B is equal to mu naught, just rearranging the terms, mu naught Ni r square divided by 2 r square plus x square raised to 3 by 2. So this much magnetic field will be producing at a point what? P, due to the what? This entire circular coil. So we got that value. Now if this is the case, one case I will take. That case is nothing but what about the magnetic field? The magnetic field, what about the magnetic field at a center of the coil, at the center of the coil. So if you want to find this case, so already we know the total magnetic field at the center of the coil, means this point is coming like this. Now we found the magnetic field here at point. Now this point is moving and it will collide with the what? Center. So if it is the case, we should find the magnetic field. So if it is the case, that time x value becomes what? The point is shifted from here to, means from P to O point. So if it is shifted, x becomes what? 0. Okay. So for this, what? X is equal to 0. So x is equal to magnetic 0 for the magnetic field at what? Center of the coil. So if x becomes 0, what would be this equation? So substituting, what we will get? B is equal to mu naught Ni r square divided by 2 r square plus x square raised to 3 by 2. X value becomes 0, means only r square you will get. So r square raised to 3 by 2 you will get. And this two get cancelled. So what will get? Mu naught Ni r square divided by 2 r raised to 2 get cancelled. So only cube you will get. So 2 into r raised to cube. So again r square and one of this r square get cancelled. So only one r is remaining. So that is what? Mu naught Ni r square get cancelled. So what you will get? Only 1 r will get. R square get cancelled. 1 r will be remaining. That's why we got the magnetic field at the center of a circular coil is always equal to mu naught Ni divided by what? 2r. So this is at the center of the coil, and this is the magnetic field due to the what? Entire circular coil. So these two equations we got, isn't it? So let's once again move into the derivation. We are finding the magnetic field at a what? At a circular coil carrying the current. So let I be the current flowing in the circular coil, and P be the point where we are finding the magnetic field, and O is the center of the circular coil. Let x be the distance of the point P from the center of the circular coil, and small r is the radius of the circular coil, and capital R be the distance of the point P from the current element A, whose length is nothing but equal to dl. So these are the points we want. Now by applying Biot-Savart law, we will get dB is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I dl sin theta divided by r square. But here theta is the angle between the current element and the point P. So this angle is always equal to how much? 90 degree. That's why theta is equal to 90 degree. Substituting, you got the first equation. Now this is the magnetic field due to only the A coil, the A current element. But if you go for A dash, due to both these current elements, if you want to find, so only due to A dB magnetic field you got, which is acting in this direction. So if you resolve into two components, dB sin alpha, dB cos alpha, you got. Same thing when you will go for the what? A dash current element, this dB will be acting in this direction, which is resolving to dB sin alpha along in the same direction, but dB cos alpha along the in the opposite direction of this one. That's why these two will cancel with each other. So the total field at P due to A and A dash is given by what? dB sin alpha plus dB sin alpha, because both are in the same direction. That's why it is what 2 dB sin alpha we got. Now that equation I taken, and there I substituted the value of dB. So that equation we got, and here we should find the r square value and the sin alpha value from this diagram. So from this, as it is a right angle triangle, r square is equal to r square plus x square, and sin alpha is equal to r divided by capital R. So substituting these two, you got the dB value. And this is the magnetic field, and means what we found now, this is the magnetic field due to A and A dash we got here. So like that, total magnetic field we should find. That's why we will add all these magnetic fields, means because of these two dB we got, like that. Again opposite we will take, that is dB, opposite we will take dB, opposite and next opposite we will take. So that becomes a summation we will get. So summation of dB is equal to summation of these things. So taking common term outside, we should find the summation of dl. So summation of dl means it as it is because of two circular coil. So summation of dl becomes what? Half of the circular coil you will get, circumference of the circular coil. So 2 to get cancelled, what you are getting? You are getting the pi r value, and substituting, cancelling the terms, you got this one. And if suppose n number of turns will be there in the circular coil, means you should multiply with n, means one circular coil means into 1. If 2 turns are there, into 2. If 3 turns are there, into 3, like that. So if n turns are there, so multiply with the n. That's why we got the magnetic field is equal to mu naught ni r square divided by 2 r square plus x square raised to 3 by 2. This is the total magnetic field due to the what? Entire circular coil. And if the case, if you take the magnetic field at the center of the coil, then x becomes what? 0. Because P is shifted to what? O. That's why x becomes 0. So if x becomes 0, substituting and cancelling the terms, you will get B is equal to mu naught ni divided by what? 2r. So these are the two important derivations, and you should remember this one for the upcoming derivations. Okay, so I hope you understood all the things. So if any doubt, you put in the comment box. Okay, thank you.